family ties. Won't be seen tonight, so we can bring you a very special episode of The Gen X Files. Welcome to the Gen X Files. I'm Jim.
I'm Adam.
And today it's another
For the Stepdads.
Oh, you steamy old stepdads are stewing in their juices
man.
today.
It's so hot outside. It's actually not as bad as it was this time last year.
Yeah.
But it's still hot.
It is. And look, it is not as bad as it is in certain parts of the country.
Many other places.
But
that is very true.
We do have to turn off the AC and sit in our own juice to do this show.
Well, and
you.
it's not. People, climate change doesn't exist. Yeah, it is so much more humid now than it was 15 years ago. It's Southern California. I moved away from this crap.
Exactly. I didn't choose to live in California for the humidity.
Exactly. It's obviously not as bad as other places, but man, I like it when it's like 25% humidity. It's a dry heat. It's tolerable.
It really never used to be humid here.
No.
No, wow, we are
really
old men
I
complaining
know.
about the weather.
Get off my lawn, weather.
But humid, I don't understand how people can live in places like Florida. Like when I lived in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
The summers, man, it was just...
Oh, dude, I just spent like 8 days in Pennsylvania. It was awful.
Jesus, yeah.
I almost passed out in Philadelphia. It was so bad.
I don't know how you people do it.
I don't know. Why? Move. Why do you live there? Move.
Yeah, let's just get some... Yeah. Let's get this ice age going.
Yeah, I'm ready for glaciers to come rolling down my street.
Well, the problem is we just came off of La Nina, which is kind of a drier, less tropical.
Yeah, except it was still humid as hell.
Yeah, but we're squirreling into El Nino territory, which is like...
So it's just going to be more humid?
Yes.
So La Nina was humid, and now it's going to be more humid.
Yes, because dudes are sweatier than ladies.
You know who are the worst people in the world? Meteorologists.
Hey, I have a friend who was a meteorologist. What a great job, man. He was he might still be, but he was a weatherman in, I think, the NBC affiliate in Vegas.
Oh, really?
So it was
it's hot.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
always hot.
But the cool thing about it is he did a lot of remotes. And, like club openings and stuff. So we would go up and he'd
that's
be like,
cool.
Come with me to this club opening. So
that's cool.
You get VIP free treatment.
Oh, I'm sure. Meteorologist. It's the only profession where you can be wrong literally all of the time and still keep your job.
Oh, I totally get Entourage now. I totally get just like glomming on to somebody who gets freebies and stuff and just kind of riding the coattails. It's beautiful. I'd do it if I was younger and had more to offer.
Well, we wrapping up our Blockbuster Bombs month.
Big old bombs.
So funny. I feel like Howard the Duck was like 8,000 years ago.
I know. It was interesting, though, because all of these movies I hadn't seen in a while. I don't think you had either.
No, definitely not. I mean, Last Action Hero was the one I had seen the most recently.
Probably same.
But because I like that movie.
Yeah.
But Howard the Duck, definitely not, since I was a kid. And
same.
Hudson Hawk, I don't think I've ever seen.
I saw that. That I had made the confession that I hadn't seen that in the theater.
Hudson Hawk?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It was the only one. I also don't think that I saw The Last Action Hero in the theater.
Really?
I think I was.
Oh, that would be such a good movie to see in the theater.
Yeah, but I think I was. I was a snoot. I was an indie snoot, and probably would succumb to the hyperbole.
Yeah, that happens. You were younger. I mean, that's the same way when I was in high school. Friends didn't like it. Oh, then it must be dumb.
Yeah. Well, this was college, and we were even snootier in college because we were film students, Adam. We were all about Cassavetes.
I am making art. Thank you.
We don't have time for these soulless blockbusters with these idiots like Arnold.
Yeah.
That was a fun time. Hudson Hawk. So bad. It was just...
I am shocked that Bruce Willis still had a career after that.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
So bad.
And it is so frustrating because there was a good movie in there somewhere.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, it had everything going for it, and then it was... Like, the great thing about this month is we gave you 3 examples of bombs and 3 different causes of the bombs.
Yes.
For Howard T. Duck... It was the filmmakers.
Right.
It was the director and the writers.
They didn't know what they wanted to do with the source material.
Exactly. And also the abandoning of the project by George Lucas once he lost interest because he couldn't use his animation studio.
I got to go paint my room green.
Yes.
I'll see you guys later.
Hudson Hawk, 100% the fault of the star.
Yes.
Which breaks my heart is because, dear listeners, you know how much I love Bruce Willis.
Got a little too big for his britches.
Yeah, and it happens. It happens. Look, I get it too. You know, you
get too big for your britches?
all the time, and I don't even have any reason to.
I wasn't even in Die Hard.
I don't even have any credentials. But look, Bruce Willis struggled and worked really, really hard
for
years and years and years before he got moonlighting. And first Miami Vice, which got him noticed.
Yes,
but he was in B movies. He was in a bartender, and he struggled. So I get it. I get you work really hard, and all of a sudden everybody's telling you you're the greatest guy in the world.
Right.
What it's like on a small, working at Zombies. You get to be a big fish in a little pond, and sometimes you believe your own crap, and then something happens, and you get smacked down to reality. And he got smacked down to reality. But Bruce was a bit of a dick for a few years. Let's be honest.
He was.
And I also think that was kind of de rigueur of the 80s and 90s. You had to have that bravado.
I'm the tough macho dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whether it's Sly or Arnold or him, or Chuck Norris or...
He tried so hard, but never succeeded.
Right. Or Marked for Death Guy, whatever. I mean, they all had to have this certain kind of swagger or attitude, because it was all very competitive back then.
Not everybody was Harrison Ford, who just naturally had that.
Yeah, and didn't give an S. It was like, you guys do what you want to do. I'm just going to slowly dominate.
I'm going to walk away, and people are going to go, wow.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I just also love how he never really got into any of that.
No, he did not care.
And I have never heard one story about him taking over a movie or being a dick or, all I ever hear is collaborator.
Yeah.
What's best for the project.
Yeah. Well, and I think that, I think Bruce Willis became that eventually.
Yes.
I think Arnie became that eventually.
Yeah.
I think Arnie always kind of had that, but he still always thought he was better than everybody else.
Arnie's got a bit of a superiority complex, but also...
deserved.
I get it.
He was Mr. Olympian.
He's dominated every single thing he's ever tried to do.
Yes.
Whether it's bodybuilding, bricklaying...
Yeah.
Movies, politics,
feeding little horses.
Oh, my favorite! I just want to show a reality show of that.
The number one in feeding little horses.
Arnie and his baby animals, come into my zoo. Watch me feed them cookies.
You're right. At the end of the day, Arnie has succeeded in literally everything that he's tried to do.
He's a remarkable
except
person.
For his marriage.
Ooh. Self-sabotage, though. Don't be sleeping with other people.
Don't be sleeping with your maid.
Well, I was trying to say it in a way that isn't degrading to that poor woman, but...
The dude had a maid.
Well, yeah. A cleaning person.
Sure. No, he said maid. But regardless, don't cheat on your wife.
Come over here, put down the cleaning supplies. I have something for you to clean. My pipes.
Put down your cleaning supplies and lift up your skirt.
Hold on, I need to put blinders on my little horse and donkey. They don't need to see this.
Don't do that. That's bad. Anyway, but look, not everybody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, except for you, Adam.
No, God, no. I'm not perfect.
But yeah, it was a fun month. And it's funny, too, that out of all of the movies that we've done, and we've done some stinks.
Oh, yeah.
That the one that we really couldn't recommend was Hudson Hawk.
Hudson Hawk.
Yeah.
I know. I was so hoping that it was going to be better than I remember.
Yeah, me too.
Or better than I thought it was.
It was one of the sadder.
It was just such a mess.
So bad.
Such a mess.
So bad. But again, if you're gonna, you only got time for one this month. Last Action Hero.
Yeah, find Last Action Hero. Watch it. It's super fun. Watch it with friends. It's great.
So much fun.
It's great.
And it's kind of rejuved me for watching Arnie movies.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I'm getting into this older movie thing again.
Yeah.
So I think I mentioned on one of the shows, but I was listening to a Bill Burr clip on the YouTube.
One of the clips on the YouTubes.
On Is He Too Dope, I think is the name of his channel. It's very funny.
Is he too dope?
Yeah, but it's IZZY.
Is he too dope?
Too dope.
Is that Bill Burr?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But he was talking about Dirty Harry, and I thought to myself, I haven't seen a Dirty Harry movie in a long time.
Yeah.
I love those movies. I want to watch one. So I looked on every streaming service we have. And we have most of them.
Yeah.
Except for the jerky ones. I don't know, BritBox.
I
kind of wish we had BritBox.
I like BritBox. It's not a jerky one. What are you talking about?
Just being
Take
mean.
it back, Jim.
Look, man, I'm mean about the stuff I don't have because I'm jealous. But literally, not one of the 5 movies anywhere streaming. Anywhere.
That's crazy. Because during the lockdown, when we first started this, like I was like, we talked about Dirty Harry, and I was like, oh, I want to watch them. They were all on Max.
Yeah, because this again is a Zaslav issue.
Yeah.
Because the asshole TMC is part of Max, Turner Classic Movies.
Yes.
And Turner Classic Movies, you basically got anything there. You know, if you wanted an
so
old
much
movie,
stuff. It was great.
It was there. But now,
he's cut
deleting everything.
He's cut the library of it down by like 90%.
Insane.
It's just like, well, you get these 20 movies this month.
Yeah,
that's your classic movies.
I hate him so much. And so I look on Amazon. I was frustrated, so I look on Amazon. And I found a 5 DVD set. And I prefer, you all know this, I prefer DVDs rather than Blu-rays for certain movies, especially 70s movies, because I like the grain.
Filmic quality.
Yes. I don't need to see every pore of Tyne Daly's face.
I mean, I'd
like to, but I don't need it. So, picked them all up. I had a few bucks credit on there. Picked them all up for $9. Thank you, my lovely sister Tracy and her husband Daryl, for gifting me that yet again.
Yeah, nice.
Got it the next day, next week, watched all 5 movies.
Yeah.
And had the best time, man. Those first 3 movies are so good.
Yeah.
And they are so just silently and sneakily subversive.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And if you think about it, because his first partner is Hispanic, of course played by an Italian, because we can't have nice things back in the 70s. And then he had a black partner and then a woman. And these were all in the early 70s when all of this was very new, especially the woman partner. And, it's always the beginning. He's like, swell, or you're marvelous.
Yeah.
And my favorite is they have the obviously snooty feminist woman that is sitting on because in the Tyne Daly one, he gets demoted because, of course, he's always shooting up the town and people get pissed. So something happens and Harry gets put on desk duty or whatever. So he gets put in the the final test thing for recruits. They're getting. They're seeing detective candidates.
Right.
And so the woman's there and she's like, we're going to try to have women, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
And he's like, it was like, isn't that elegant or isn't that fancy or something? He's like, isn't that? And so you're like, oh, he's a jerk. But the thing is, all he needs is for his partner to prove themselves, and that's it. All he cares
just do
about
their job.
Is if they, because he's like, look, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get yourself killed and you're going to get me killed.
Right.
And then he gets partnered with her, because he kind of dresses her down during the thing. And then, once she proves herself, he's totally loyal. Same thing with all of his partners. Spoiler alert, don't be his partner because you're going to get shot.
Don't end well.
Only one survived. And I'm not going to tell you which. But then you get into the 80s movies, and then all of that is out the window.
Right.
And it's just basically revenge fantasy. But they're still so entertaining.
So fun. Yeah.
And Deadpool, man, with Jim Carrey in one of his first roles basically he's playing a drugged out Axl Rose, because all the music is Guns N' Roses in the movie. And then you see a young Liam Neeson being a turd, and it's and a young Patricia Clarkson being awesome. Nice. And this is about the time when Clint started getting into weightlifting. So it's funny because he looks kind of old in Maximum Force or whatever.
The fourth movie?
The fourth one, which is Sudden Impact.
Sudden Impact, yeah.
I always get them mixed up. He's looking a little older, and then in Deadpool, he's pumped up, and he looks like 10 years younger than he did in the last one. Anyway, so, again, this long-winded, pointless tangent.
Yes, very long-winded, yes.
Physical media, baby.
I know.
I am so glad that we have those movies in our collection now.
Yeah.
Because we can go to them at any time.
Well, speaking of movies, what else have you been watching?
Well, I watched the newest Ghostbusters movie.
Actually, yeah, we watched that last night.
Yeah, it released on Netflix
just a couple days ago. Yeah, this week.
It was good. It was fun.
I actually liked it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I liked the fact that it was trying to do more mythology, like almost a little too heavy on the mythology.
Yeah.
But, like, I liked that. It almost kind of felt like they were trying to do, like, an Empire Strikes Back kind of thing, where it was like, we're going to expand out this world so much. And then it just kind of ended. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess that's it.
I guess my issue was with the big bad. Like, I wasn't...
God, he was so cool looking, though.
Very cool looking.
Yeah, good design.
But didn't have the, all of the accoutrement, like the first one with the dogs and the Keymaster. And they tried with like the Firestarter and the Firemaster with Kumail. Now, Gianni, who was
very funny in it.
Yes. Yeah. It was nice to see him playing dopey.
He was so douchey in it. Yeah. But douchey, and it made sense in the movie.
Well, what's funny is now that he's all ripped, he's pivoting into playing a douchey guys.
Right.
Because he can't really play the lovable loser anymore because he's just too ripped.
He's too big. Yeah.
But he was a good addition. Patton Oswalt was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. My biggest gripe with it was that, and maybe it's because I hadn't seen the previous one in a while.
Yeah.
But, like, it felt like the Paul Rudd and Carrie Coon, like the quote-unquote parents, which, I mean, Carrie Coon obviously was their mother.
Right.
But, like, felt like they just did not give a shit about their kids at all.
Well,
like, it was just so out of left field of, like, it's like, man, whatever, just go do the thing. And it's like,
well,
what?
Especially with Finn Wolfhard.
It was.
She's like, just fix it yourself.
And granted, he was 18, but there was a couple times where it was just like, wow. Like, I don't remember her being this douchey in the first one. Like, it was just surprising.
Yeah. And Paul Rudd he's getting a little bit long on the tooth.
Yeah.
I would just want to see, you know what, Paul? I love you. I love Paul Rudd. I think he's hilarious. I think he's super talented. But I think what he needs to do is back away from these blockbusters for a year and do some indies like he used to.
Yeah.
Like the Brother movie where he was like the...
Right. Our Idiot Brother.
Our Idiot Brother, thank you. Just some stuff where, or more like the Apatow stuff where he would show up in smaller parts.
Right.
Just kind of... Or mix it up a little bit, but because it just seems like he's playing a variation of a really nice guy.
Yeah, I agree. This definitely was a lot more the same. Although I liked it. It's apropos because he literally was becoming a stepdad. During the movie. But like I didn't mind it as much. Like I thought he played that part well.
Yes.
I don't know if it was as much his fault as the way the character was written.
It's the writing because there were too many door scenes, you know what I mean? Where it's, hey, honey, how you doing? I just want to tell you.
We got to figure out how to move the plot along or this story, this character arc.
I shouldn't have been mean. I should have. And when he put his foot down, he was right, you know? And so it's like, but yeah, look, I'm not putting him in the same category as Oscar Isaac or Chris Pratt, where I'm fed up. I'm just done. I don't want to see you anymore.
Yeah.
We are over. We're broken up.
Okay.
It was a tough breakup. Yeah. And even then...
I'm sure it was hard for them.
Yeah, they're very broken up. I'm not there yet with them. And so we'll see. I still find Paul Rudd to be charming. And I think the biggest issue I had with Frozen Empire was that there was just too many characters. Like at the end when the giant guy comes in and he's coming into the firehouse and it was like they cut back and there's like 15 Ghostbusters. Yeah. I'm just like, what? Like it just was too many. Put everybody in a suit.
I mean, it was good to see the old characters and like I love Zedmore Winston. Zedmore I can't think of his name.
Hudson? Ernie Hudson?
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson is 78 years old.
Love Ernie Hudson.
He looks like he's 40.
I know.
He's in such good shape.
He moves like he's 40.
Oh my God. It's like he's from a different movie.
It's weird because in Quantum Leap he was looking older, and then this I was like, wow, like he de-aged like 20 years.
It's insane, and I guess all of those years just glommed onto
poor Bill Murray.
Oh my
poor
God.
Bill Murray. God, they cut to him, and it was like, who are you?
It looks like somebody jammed an albino raisin onto his neck.
He seemed like he did not want to be there at all.
I don't know. He was fun. Especially, my favorite part was when he came in at the end and it was like, knock at the door. And he's like, hey, time. And he
because you need some help.
Yeah. And the little Annie Potts joke. And
yeah. It was fine. I felt like his one-liners weren't as good. I think a lot of it's just the writing. It wasn't terrible.
They kind of jammed the old Ghostbusters. They kind of jammed the old Ghostbusters in. Mostly him.
The Dan Aykroyd made sense because he's got the shop and like he's a connection, and that made sense.
Ernie Hudson made sense because he was the benefactor and he owned the building and he was the rich guy who was
and then they
running all the technology.
Kind of randomly put in Bill Murray.
And then Bill Murray was because we can't do it without Bill Murray. But they needed to give him.
He was willing to say yes, so they were like, we're going to put him in.
And look, it was fun to see them all together, and I enjoyed it. But I think what I liked more about the first one of this new incarnation is it was smaller. And, and I think this kind of had a little bit of the issues that Ghostbusters 2 had, which was it was a little too bloated and big.
Yes, I agree. I thought that while I was watching it. I was like, wow, we've got a modern Ghostbusters 2. It's still not bad.
Right. And in Ghostbusters 2, if you watch it again, it's not bad.
It's not bad. And I feel like this movie is fine. And I think it's a good entry into the franchise.
Right.
Whether or not they're going to make any more, I don't know.
Probably not.
I'm guessing not.
It's just tough now rebooting these old franchises because the main people that would want to go see it are Gen Xers, and we don't really go to the movies anymore.
Yeah.
And then, you try to get the younger people in with McKenna Grace, is that her name?
Yeah.
And Finn Wolfhard. And, and it's just, I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, the script fell into the same some of the tropes that I really hate, which is like the William Atherton character, who literally was there from the beginning and is still like, you guys are all full of shit.
Yeah,
and it's like, all right, dude, it's been 40 years. Yeah, But then also with like McKenna Grace, it was like, don't be dumb. Like you're being dumb,
and she is such a smart character.
Yeah, and it was like completely opposite. Yeah, she gets a little older, she starts puberty, and then apparently she just becomes an idiot. And
but. Just to play devil's advocate, you do a lot of dumb shit when you're 14.
Sure.
And even if you're really smart, your emotions can manipulate you. And I just don't think that the writing was strong enough to...
I'm not watching a Ghostbusters movie to see realism. I'm watching people fight ghosts.
Right.
Like, I want the character to be true to who they are.
It did seem like they were clicking off boxes to get to somewhere. So we need to have her do this to get here. It was it was using...
Kinda cookie cutter.
Yeah. Like with the horrible newest X-Men movies where there's just certain characters that are only in it for exposition.
Right.
And it's,
they show up for one scene and then they're gone.
Or one line. Just to be like, and then he's coming from here. It's, it's the worst, laziest type of writing there is.
Right. Definitely check it out. It's on Netflix right now. It just came out, so definitely give it a watch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth a see, for sure.
Yeah, and I think, too, I was I was looking forward to this a lot. I had a lot of expectations because I really did enjoy the first one.
Yeah.
And I would like to maybe see it again down the line after...
Yeah,
expectations tampered.
I would like to watch the first one again and then watch this one and see, because there was that one character that Finn Wolfhard like sees in the underground like aquarium thing. The girl, the hair. Don't remember her at all from the first movie.
Yeah, I think she was his best friend from school or something.
Don't remember her at all. I was just like, he was like, hey, and I was like, what? Like it made no sense. So, I only saw it once, so I definitely would like to watch them again, and I also would like to watch them like as the four movies like together.
I'd like to watch all of them because I enjoyed the female Ghostbusters too.
Yes.
I didn't love it.
I think that it's outside of the quote unquote timeline. Right. It's its own thing.
I think that would be the last one you watch because
it's kind of
alternate
an
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, worth a watch. Definitely recommend. Tell us what you think.
Yeah. And to continue on the nostalgia tip, the other movie that we watched was Axel F.
Yeah. I was so pleasantly surprised.
Same.
Even because I watched it with Phoebe, and Phoebe's only seen the first movie, and it was because we watched it together.
Yeah.
For some movie night a long time ago, and
for the show, I think
it was for the show, yeah. But that was the only one she'd seen, and even then, she still really liked this movie.
Yeah,
like she was very entertained by it. Eddie Murphy was so on point.
Oh yeah,
on his game. The character, like it was so good.
It was the perfect mix of reboot and fan service, and the fan service was seamless. Like. The opening of that movie, I almost teared up, man, because it was like, yes, we are. Axel is back, man, and it fully got me into it. It was the perfect opening for this movie.
Yes,
funny, goofy,
the hockey with the guy, and he's like, "I thought we were just gonna watch a hockey game."
He's like, you don't know about the Negro Leagues?
You think I don't like hockey? Is there a reason for that? It was
just effing with him.
It was so great.
It was perfect, and getting all the old gang back and having Paul Reiser.
Oh my God!
You were mentioning how great chemistry was between them.
Them two together are so. Paul Reiser is a good actor.
Yes,
but man, when he has somebody really good to play off of, that whole sequence was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, great to see Bronson Pinchot, and great to see.
He's so weird. He's so weird. He was so great though.
But
I think for me, the thing that really got me into it, and I think this was a very clever part on the filmmakers, was using all the old songs. Mm-hmm. Like I was just stupidly singing along with everything because it worked so well.
Yeah, they did an excellent job putting this together, and I think they really missed out by not doing a theatrical release.
I agree. I think that Netflix could have made a ton of money from this.
And I think Eddie Murphy deserved it because it was a great movie, and the blockbuster, the box office this summer has been dismal.
Pretty dismal, yeah.
Pretty dismal, and I think this could have juiced it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think a lot of people would have come out to see Eddie back and at the top of his game.
Yeah,
man.
So good. Good. I mean, because any test screenings would have had good word of mouth. Mm-hmm. Like, it was so much fun.
Yeah, and the actor who played his daughter was great, and they had great chemistry. Yeah. And like I said, it was like
she was so good.
Such a good mix of new story, old story, seamlessly kind of putting the characters in. Even the manufactured conflict between John Ashton and Judge Reinhold worked.
Yeah.
And the fact that Eddie was like, this guy has been your partner and your friend, and you're not believing him? It's like it called it out.
Yeah, how have you become the system?
Yes.
Like, what the hell, man?
Yes, and he has that realization, the come to Jesus moment of like, what am I doing?
Yeah, you've become part of the system. And it was done well.
And the scene at the end with the three of them in the car was just so, I'm going to do it, Sarge. He's like, it's just... It was
all right. Let's go get a porterhouse.
Yeah, I loved it. I
thought it was fantastic, and I do want to point out Joseph Gordon-Levitt was so good in this.
Yes.
Oh my God, I always like him, but man, he fit in so seamlessly into this world.
And it was so funny because he's like, "You were here in '87, you're in '90, '93. Not your best work.
Not your best work."
It
was so good. It was so good.
I cannot recommend it enough.
So much fun. Highly recommended. Great popcorn movie. Great summer blockbuster movie.
The best blockbuster I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Highly recommended.
Indubitably.
Do you have any other movies you want?
No, I'd like to do. Can we do a quick old man's corner?
Sure.
Because I want to talk about a couple things. Because I'm an old man, and old men get grumpy. Mm-hmm. But there are certain words that I believe should be retired from the lexicon.
Okay.
It's just really getting to me at this point. The first one is bingo card. I didn't have that on my 2024 bingo card.
Yeah, they've been using that for like 5 years.
Can we just stop?
We should be done with it.
Bingo game over.
Yeah, the bingo game ended a long time ago.
I didn't know I'd be paying that on the Monopoly.
You could say that for everything.
Yes, we've used it. It's done. When your grandma starts using it, it's time to be done. And your grandma's pissed because you're co-opting old people culture by taking bingo.
Yeah, it's like, don't take, that's my thing.
How dare you? So let's just collectively agree not to use the bingo card.
All right. If anybody uses it now, I'm going to punch them in the face.
Number 2, unhinged. Now, unhinged is like the genius now. It is so overused, mostly in politics. Oh my God. If if you look on the YouTubes, like every single Midas Touch or Luke Beasley or any of these.
Oh,
unhinged response. Unhinged. He's unhinged. We're unhinged. We're unhinged.
They have AI writing their headlines.
I get it.
Their clips descriptions.
Well, let's get AI thesaurus and let's just collectively stop using unhinged because
it's an unhinged rant.
Everything. Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's the news. The newscasters use it. Everybody uses it. It's a lazy way of saying whatever. And yes, and it's overused to the point where I watch the clip and I'm like, they're not unhinged.
Yeah, they're just talking. That is not a good description.
It's hyperbole.
It's like epic.
Yes.
It is not epic. It is just normal.
And you're not a genius. And it's not unhinged. So let's, okay. Number 2, let's agree not to use unhinged. Now, the third one is the one that bothers me the most. And I don't know how it started this way or who had the bright idea to start using the word in this manner. Words, raw dog. Oh, he's raw dogging this flight.
Yeah.
Which means you're on a flight not doing anything. That is not what raw dog means.
No.
Raw dog means having sex without a condom.
Yeah.
We all know this.
Well, yes.
That has been the... Am I wrong?
No, I don't disagree, but you do understand that meanings of words change.
I do, but it's gross, man.
I agree that it should not be used.
I don't want to hear...
Because it doesn't make any sense.
I don't want to hear Katie Couric talking about dudes raw dogging a flight.
As soon as Katie Couric is saying it, it's going to die.
I'm just saying, it's gross. There's other ways of doing it. It doesn't even make sense. I guess because they're not using anything.
The best way to make these words go away is to have uncool older people use them in non-ironical ways.
Let's just have Trump use these words in his...
Yeah, unhinged Kamala Harris.
I didn't have on my 2024 bingo card that unhinged raw dog and Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my gripes. Those are the 3.
Can I have a little addendum to this?
Please,
and it's something that I just discovered because I literally had no idea what it meant. I'd heard this many times before.
Yeah.
Skibbity toilet.
Yeah.
Okay, skibbity toilet. No idea what the hell it meant.
Yes.
I was so confused. Turns out that they're in talks with the guy that created Skibbity Toilet to do a feature film of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what Skibbity Toilet is?
Yes.
It is a Russian dude that lives in Georgia, not in the USA, in the Russian Federate States, who created YouTube clips from a YouTube series from a editor from Valve that came out in 2012 using old clips of like Half-Life and like Counter-Strike and Left 4 Dead, like all this stuff that's like 20 years old.
Yeah.
And the kids apparently just ran away with it. But it's the funny thing, Skibbity Toilet is literally a guy's head in a toilet.
Yeah.
And he's based off the G-Man from Half-Life, if you've ever played Half-Life.
Yes.
But it's him, they're toilet men fighting against these guys with like TV heads and speaker heads. There's almost no dialogue. I don't know what the hell any of it means.
Well, the Skibbity started with that dance, and the Skibbity, those guys walking down the Russian guys,
Yeah, there was a TikToker that the guy that created this Skibbity toilet thing claimed that he got it from.
Right.
A very choppy, fast edited thing.
It's funny. The Skibbity dance things were really funny. It's like guys walking, there's lots of clips of people copying that stuff.
Yeah. But this Skibbity toilet thing it was just funny because the comments on the post that I saw was like, easiest way to get rid of it is turn to a feature film because then nobody's going to want it.
Well, Stephen Colbert did a Skibbity toilet thing with Biden a couple of months ago that was horrifying and freaked everybody out.
I just don't understand it, but I mean, whatever. Like, more power to them.
Look, I mean,
It's the kids loved it for whatever reason. I just find it very ironic that it's using stuff from way before their time.
Yeah.
And they somehow think it's the greatest thing ever.
But it's always the way, man. There's always something kids have that adults are like, that's so stupid.
But I just can't wait for Michael Bay to ruin it completely.
Is Michael Bay making it?
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay is making a Skibbity movie?
Michael Bay and Adam Goodman, who was the head of Paramount, they are making a Skibbity toilet movie.
Wow. That is the stupidest sentence I think I've heard in months.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. Anyway, let's move on to
anything
TV.
you own. Any old man complaints besides the skibbity toilet?
No. I will say, instead of old man complaints, old man positivity.
Okay.
I never
compliments.
Never feel more useful than when I can actually fix something on the car.
Yeah.
By myself, or when I'm chopping wood. I feel so much more useful. I used to say that I feel manly, but then I think it's kind of a overused term and sexist. So I like to feel more useful.
Well, it's okay to say you feel manly if you're a man.
Yeah, but it's not But I mean, it's not something that you have to be a man to do.
No, of course not.
That's where I'm going with it.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, I finally got the car working again this morning. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I need to test it more. But it was very fulfilling. I've never done this major of a repair on a car before.
It is fun. I used to do some repairs on the Infiniti.
Oh, yeah.
And then, just like spark plugs and batteries and.
Oh man, this was like taking electronics out and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna ruin everything.
Yeah.
It was very stressful, but I think it worked. So anyway,
well, good. Yeah, it's always nice when you can do things yourself.
Yeah. It's saved me about $2,000. So I mean,
even nicer.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, all right. Old man accomplishments. Let's call that.
Old man accomplishments.
You accomplished things.
Thank you.
I did not.
Hey, you got 3 different terms struck from the lexicon.
Let's hope. Let's hope. I didn't have it on my bingo card.
We'll check in next week and then be like, well, I didn't have it on my bingo card that Jim was going to take these away. TV.
I've been watching some stuff. I watched the Foodtopia, the sausage party show. It was fun. It was really fun. I really enjoyed the movie. I like the goofy, gross stuff. It was it kind of reminded me of a short that my old partner and I did called Filthy Food.
Oh, yeah.
Because it had a lot of the same kind of...
gross humor.
Yes. There is one scene that is... They even had to put a Amazon warning beforehand because it is really graphic and gross. But funny. But it's cute. It's cute. It is kind of cute and gross at the same time. But the food has won.
Right.
They just a quick thing. Foodtopia, Food's Alive. The first sausage party, Food's Alive. Through getting bath salts thrown in your face, people can actually see that food is alive and interact with it. There was a big war, and the food won. So they're trying to create a society, and it's like any society creating. There's tons of problems. Right. And there's one human left that they're kind of hiding, played by Will Forte.
Nice.
As Will Forte as Will Forte can be.
Right.
And it's funny. It's good. It's got a good arc. Ed Norton does so many voices.
Oh,
and
wow.
He is so funny.
Wow.
His main character is a bagel who's basically Woody Allen. He's like this entertainer.
Okay.
It's got Seth Rogen. It's got Michael Cera. It's got Kristen Wiig. It's got Sam Richardson, who was
he's great.
He's hilarious. He's in a ton of stuff.
He's got such good delivery.
But he plays kind of this Trumpian orange.
Nice.
But there's a whole thing. It's really fun. There's a lot of twists and turns.
I'll have to give it a shot.
Like 20 minutes.
I was not a huge fan of the movie. I thought the gross humor went a little too far. I shouldn't say too far. It just wasn't for me.
The beginning has a lot of effing, a lot of sex stuff. But that's just kind of the beginning. And then in the rest of the show is mostly about trying to form a society. And then once money, which is human teeth, comes into play, and greed, and it's a nice allegory. And I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it. Critics don't like it, but
I've a lot of people don't like it.
Look, I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
So I enjoyed it.
There's a lot of people that like 50 Shades of Grey. So, I mean, whatever, man. More power to you.
I don't know if this is in the same vein, but...
I didn't say it was in the same vein. I'm just saying that 50 Shades of Grey was terrible.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. I recommend it. We'll hear what you have to think next month.
I'll try to give it a watch before next month.
Also, on the opposite end of the spectrum, Netflix released a new docuseries, Homicide LA.
Oh, yeah.
It's by Dick Wolf, the guy that does SVU and Law and Order and stuff. And it tackles some of the bigger cases of the sheriff's department, because I didn't know that the sheriff's department handles all of the homicide investigations in Los
really?
Angeles County. Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're the sheriff's homicide
The LAPD
department.
doesn't do any of that?
They do, but it's mostly run by the
Mostly
sheriff's department.
Interesting. Okay.
So the first show was about Phil Spector, which I, of course knew about the case and everything, but didn't really know a lot about Lana. I forget her last name. The victim. She was an actor.
Yeah.
But it was fascinating, and I really enjoyed it. The second episode is about a car racer and his wife who were murdered in '88.
Okay.
And how and these cases take years and years and it's very talk to the victims, and it's a very interesting if you're a murder junkie like me. It's a really good,
really well done,
and you really
what was it called again?
Homicide Los Angeles.
Homicide Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's funny because these are their stories. They have to do the same thing like they do with that.
That's cool. That sounds good. Okay, I heard about it and I knew you were watching it, but I didn't realize that's the way it was set up. So I'll definitely have to give it a watch.
Yeah, I love murder documentaries and serial killer documentaries and that kind
especially when they're done well.
Only when they're done well. Honestly, I can't take the ones that have too much actor reenactments or are also that don't pay homage or honor the victims as much as they should. They glorify the serial killer or make it like a creepy
look,
horror
he's
movie.
weird and creepy. Yeah,
I like the ones that are like, this guy is
effed up,
a jerk. It's like that don't. It's like he's an idiot.
Yeah.
There was a really great documentary series that I watched on Hulu, Mastermind.
To Think Like a Killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's all about Dr. Ann Burgess, who is basically the person who started profiling serial killers. The show Mindhunter on Netflix is based on her and the two cops.
Right.
Anna Torv played her in the series.
Right.
Loosely.
Yeah. It was all,
But Ann Burgess was this nurse who wrote this book about rape and rape victims. Because at that time, in the late 60s, early 70s, it was basically, well, she was asking for it.
Right.
Look what you're wearing. And men,
what did you do to make him do it?
Husbands can't rape wives. And so she wrote this comprehensive book about rape and victimhood, and the FBI brought her in, and at first, the officers were like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then they started listening. They're like, holy crap, this woman's got it going on. So she was never an official FBI agent, but she worked with these two agents to basically create the BAU, the Behavioral something unit.
Behavioral adjustment.
Assessment unit? I don't know.
Something like that.
Whatever. And created the questionnaire that they used to ask the serial killers who were in, it's really interesting to see how they kind of fumbled their way through it and then figured out how to profile these people when they had no idea even what serial killers were.
Right.
And she's still working today at 85 or 6.
Wow.
She teaches classes. She's working cold click cases. She's sharp as a tack. I thought she was like sick. I'm like, how old was she when she did this? She must have been like 10. But it is fascinating.
Okay.
She is such a brilliant person and has written the seminal books on crime, whether it's rape or serial killing or spree killing or,
Nice.
And also just like the coolest, funniest, nicest. You know what I mean? It just seems like, man, it's really amazing to see biopics about people that completely change the fabric of society.
Yeah.
Because we had no idea about any of this stuff until she came along and changed it.
Right.
I just find that to be amazing.
Did you know that Dakota and Elle Fanning were producers of that documentary?
Really?
Yeah. I had no idea.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. They wanted to bring that story to the masses.
I get it. Well, Dakota Fanning did The Alienist, where it was like a serial killer show. So she probably,
hey.
Those sisters are so talented.
I definitely got to check both those out. Oh, they are. They definitely are. But I definitely need to check both those out.
Oh, if you're a crime junkie like me.
Especially I definitely the one about the lady, Anna, whatever. Anna. Mastermind. But the other one too, because I love, especially true crime in LA, like fascinates me. So
and also the way she speaks about it, it's just, these guys aren't these, fascinating monsters.
Right.
They're just boring,
They're just
losers.
Right, losers.
Dumb
that kill
idiots.
people.
Yeah. I mean, it just kind of takes, a lot of it takes the sheen and the romanticism away from these serial killers. Because, I mean, because of Hannibal Lecter and we have this, Jack the Ripper, and we have this, fantastical, weird, erotic kind of...
Right. It's like, we have a fascination with them. It's
the genius mastermind.
They're just idiots that have problems.
That murder people, that have, the compulsions to do stuff. So if you like docs, those are two great ones for you.
Cool. I've been I watched Supercell.
Yes,
that came out on Netflix on June 27th. So that's only been out for a little while.
Yeah, by Ratman.
Ratman, who wrote all of the episodes. He created the show. He directed 3 of the episodes. It's interesting. About a bunch of black people in South London who have a history of sickle cell disease.
Their family,
Their family, not necessarily them,
right.
but their family, and they all somehow start having superpowers.
They touch the relative with the sickle cell, and somehow that mutated into a power. I remember seeing.
I don't know if it. Okay, I don't remember. Regardless, they have the power. I mean, whatever it is, but it's interesting. It was good. It's only 6 episodes, so it's not like they're only 45 minutes.
Not a huge commitment.
Like, huge commitment. It was good. It was done well. The acting is really good. The actors are really good. Some of the most beautiful people I've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah.
It was just like every time they show somebody else, I was like, man.
Yeah.
I need to go to South London.
Yeah. It's not going to make you feel great about yourself.
But definitely not the best show I've seen. It get a little soap opera sometimes, and there's some character choices where it seemed really obvious that Ratman wasn't sure what to do with the character at a certain point. But by the end, it was really interesting, and I like what they did with it, and I'm hoping they do another season.
I do too. I think he's somebody to watch because there's a really good show in there, and you're right, there's a few flaws, but I think I'm really curious to see what he does next, because I think learning and
and having the confidence with the next season would be really good.
Yeah, and I love superhero shows that have ambiguous morality, and that the power comes from something more organic than
I got bit by a spider.
yeah, exactly. But I enjoyed it too. I think I have one more left.
It's good. The finale is really good.
But it's compelling characters.
Yeah, and it's interesting because like half of the like drug dealers in the show and the bad guys are all like rappers, and like they're all huge in England. Yeah, but like we don't know who the hell they are here.
Right. There's a couple people I recognize, but
But it was interesting. I'm really curious to see where it goes, and I hope that it does well enough that they'll pick up a second season.
I think so, and also it probably did better in Britain, and maybe it'll be like a BBC.
Yeah. I'm not, because this was definitely set up by Netflix, but I imagine that if for some reason Netflix doesn't, it'll be, or they'll co-produce it or something.
And a 6-season commitment isn't that?
Yeah, it's expensive. Not 6. Yeah. I also started watching the 8 show, a South Korean show, very similar to Squid Game. Except that there's only 8 contestants, and they all live inside this 8-floor building, and they essentially make money. Every minute they make a certain amount of money, but and they essentially, there's a clock and it counts down from 24 hours, and if it goes to 0, then the game's over.
Oh, okay.
But there's certain things they can do, but they're not sure what, that causes them to get more time.
Okay.
They're literally given nothing. It's very similar to that Hulu documentary about the guy that the Japanese guy who they stuck inside of a room with no windows for like a year and a half, and he had to win everything that he could eat and wear through mail order catalogs.
Oh wow!
Like it was all price. I mean, this really happened.
I saw the picture of that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the documentary.
You've watched
Did you watch it?
No, I have not watched it yet. But it's the setup of it is that he had to everything through like mail order, like prizes through mail magazines. It was super messed up. It's similar to that, but so they have nothing, and they have to essentially buy everything with the money they make.
Okay.
But everything costs 1,000 times what it would in the real world.
Right.
And they can't take any of the items outside of the room. But then there's a big communal room that has a giant delivery chute that they can buy stuff using time.
And this is fiction, right? This isn't a game show.
This is not a real thing.
Okay.
No, this is all fiction. But it's interesting. I'm about 4 episodes into it. There's only 8 episodes. I'm curious. The acting is good. The they all call themselves by the floor they're on, so it's like first floor, third floor, whatever. It's interesting the way it plays out. I don't want to spoil anything because I didn't know anything going into it. But I will say the person playing the 8th floor character is one of the most despicable, hateful people I've ever seen on TV.
Nice.
And I've never more wanted to jump into a screen and murder someone than this character.
Oh.
And it was so, I was just like, there's been at least 5 times I was like, just punch her. Just punch her. just punch her. Why don't you just punch her? But it's interesting and it's good. And it's just about, how these 8 people kind of have to live together and survive together and trying to make as much money as they can.
Cool.
But it's good. I'm curious to see where it goes. Highly recommend it if you like South Korean movies, TV at all.
I love it. Some of the best shows are from Korea. And the funny thing is I'll start watching something and I'll forget about it. And then I'll think, oh, God, I got to get back to that show. It was so weird. There's like 3 different Korean shows I'm in the midst of right now.
It's the really weird thing with this is that it claims the episodes are 55 minutes, but all the episodes are like 43, and there's like 12 minutes of credits.
Oh,
it's so bizarre. I don't know why.
International.
It's so weird. But anyway, highly recommend it. It's really interesting. It just came out in like May, so it hasn't been on for very long. But
Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix. Another Netflix. Apparently everything I've been watching this month has been on Netflix.
Nice. Well, here's something that's not on Netflix.
Okay.
The Boys just wrapped up its 4th season.
Yeah.
Finished it.
Nice.
Really enjoyed it. It's been getting backlash from the jerks.
Yeah.
But I think it's setting up for a very exciting final season.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of twists and turns. A lot of like one of the biggest kind of twists is pretty easily.
Don't spoil anything.
Don't
spoil anything.
It's pretty easy to figure out.
That's fine. Don't spoil anything.
I'm not going to spoil anything.
I mean, I'm planning on watching it. I just haven't yet.
There's some gross. There's a lot of violence.
There's always going to be.
Carl Urban gets a lot of juicy stuff, and he's so good. And he eats it up. He is so good at it. But that guy is an amazing actor, man.
Yeah.
I totally forgot he was in Lord of the Rings. He was so good in Lord of the Rings.
He was great in Lord of the Rings.
A movie that most people missed that I can't recommend enough is the Judge Dredd.
Oh God, he was so good in that.
It was such a
It was done so well.
Perfectly contained small movie. It was basically he and his partner have to go from the bottom floor to the top floor. It was like that. It's like that movie, The Raid. Where you have to go. It basically goes through. But he was so good in it. He's as Bones in Star Trek. You forget.
Carl Urban's great.
He's just quietly been in every franchise too.
He really has.
And Anthony Starr too. He deserves an Emmy for playing Homelander. It's such.
It's so funny every time he shows up on any talk shows. It's like he looks so completely different from Homelander.
He's got a beard and dark hair.
Yeah,
and
it's the dark hair just throws me off. Yeah.
And everybody, it's very juicy. Jack Quaid gets a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought, and again, I'm super excited to watch the 5th and final season
when it comes out in 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's so stupid. And then, totally recommend that, especially if you're a Boys fan. And then, I guess finally we watched The Acolyte.
We did. We finished The Acolyte,
the newest Star Wars show.
It wasn't my favorite, but it was good.
Yeah,
I mean, it was entertaining.
I liked the story. I loved the battles. Had some really great lightsaber
the sword
battles.
fighting was so good.
It was very
well choreographed.
Yeah. Manny Jacinto did a great job.
Oh my God. He is so good. He is so good.
It's just so funny seeing him from the Good Place.
I have never seen an actor do a more about-face turn from a character in a very successful TV show to this.
Yeah.
Like, it was so crazy.
He was a really high
so
point.
Good. I would literally watch an entire show with just him.
Same.
Like, as this character.
Yeah. Very engaging. Unfortunately, I don't think there was as much development given to the Jedi side of it.
No.
No. It was definitely the bads were more entertaining than the goods.
Yeah. Which, I mean, technically the goods were technically kind of the bads.
Well, yeah. And that's the thing that I like, too, is that it showed the flaws of the Jedi. It showed the humanity of the Jedi and how humanity and emotions F everything up.
Yeah.
And that the Jedi aren't above that, aren't above weakness. And, because Lee Jung-jae, the character that he played.
The guy from Squid Game.
Yeah, Soul. He did a really great job. and he did a fantastic. It was just a very interesting take on the Jedi.
Right.
It was his emotion and also his hubris.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mostly his hubris.
I know what's best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think it was it
messed so many things up.
Yes, the Jedis were getting too big for their britches.
It sets up the episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And what happens in that, and then supposedly, I'm assuming if they keep going with it, it's going to be setting up the episode 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
And how the bad guys and all that stuff. How somehow he came back. Like it's going to explain that. So I don't know. I think it's interesting.
The Amanda Stenberg.
Oh my god,
she was great playing the
so
twins.
So good.
Daphne Keane was great. You know her from Logan as X2 or whatever.
X-24.
X-24. Some of the other Jedi were hit or miss, but it was.
But I thought I did a good job of showing them as kind of this bloated corporation or bloated organization that's slowly imploding on itself.
I like what it added to the canon. I like what it explored, and I think there needs to be more diversity in terms of stories within Star Wars.
Yes.
I think we can move away from the Skywalkers.
Yeah, this was set about 100 years before Episode 1, so like it's old. It's history.
And I love except for in video games and comic books, there has not been a lot of exploration of the Old Republic. And this isn't even really the Old Republic.
No, this is not the Old
thousands
Republic.
Years. Yeah. And I think we're finally getting that with the first Jedi movie.
Which should be coming out in a couple years.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, it got review bombed for all the wrong reasons. And is it a perfect show? No. I would give it about a 7. You know, and but it's definitely
like
worth
a C+. Yeah,
definitely worth watching. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Great lightsaber battles, great action.
Oh my god, man, the lightsaber battles were so good,
and really good performances too. Rebecca Henderson was really great. Again, I will say it 1,000 times, man. Coming from a childhood of Star Wars drought, where all we got was the crappy Star Wars droids and Ewoks cartoons and those 2 Ewok movies. I'll take any Star Wars I can, man, and I've found something to enjoy in every single thing. Even the crappy movies, the trilogy,
episode 1, 2, and 3.
Episode 7, 8, 9. I like 1, 2, and 3. I'm brainwashed, but I do. But yeah, I mean, come on. Just if you like Star Wars, check it out.
Yeah. It's worth it. I mean, it's good. It's good. It's interesting. I mean, you'll find something positive in it.
The most positive thing is you'll get to see
Manny
Jacinto
be the supreme badass.
Yeah.
And my god, he's so good.
And the helmet that turns lightsabers off, the metal that does. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of really cool little things.
It was cool. It was good.
And his little tonto that he pulled out, the little sword. Anyway,
it was fun.
Yeah. Don't listen to the jerks. Give it your own shot.
Don't just watch it. Just watch it and decide on your own.
Never listen to the jerks.
No.
Make your own decisions.
Yeah.
What about video games? You been playing
I was still playing Hogwarts, but then College Football 25 came out.
Oh yeah. Did you finish Hogwarts?
No.
Okay. You think you're gonna?
I don't. Yeah, I will. I mean, because I really liked it. Yeah. I really enjoy the game. But
you've been waiting for this for a long time.
I've been waiting for this for 10 years.
You're not the only one. There's been a lot of really funny videos about.
Oh yeah. It's good. I mean, it's not. It's like any EA sports game that already has had a franchise.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty much the same. I mean, it's definitely looks beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's very updated. The controls are good. There's a Road to Glory that I've been playing where you play as a character. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
I fought for the starter position as a quarterback and managed to get it 3 games into the first season, my freshman year.
Wow.
And then I threw 5 touchdowns in the first game. I was like, this is not realistic at all.
Yeah, because in your first game, you only threw 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean, I shouldn't be throwing anyway. I should be playing it all. I mean, I thought it was going to be like me sitting out for the first year and then, like, oh, the other guys are seniors. But they do these cool, like, position battles where you have to, like, get a certain amount of points and all this stuff.
Well, they want you to play. It's like if
of course. But I was willing to sit through, because it's like, okay, I'm going to develop. And it also, because you have to do practice, like, it helps you get better at the game.
Yeah.
Like, get better with the controls and better how to deal with stuff.
Old Jonas Wakefield's back in action.
Yeah. It was interesting. It's good. It's fun. I mean, I'm really enjoying it. And I was not very excited about the actual college football season coming up. I was kind of like, okay, whatever. But now I'm more excited about it.
Nice. Yeah, when I walked in, I thought you were watching football. I didn't.
Oh my God, it looks so realistic. It's weird.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It looks like it doesn't fall into the traps of all the other sports games, which is all the microtransactions.
Yeah, I think because, and part of the reason why the game hasn't been around for 10 years is because the NIL stuff with college athletes came in, the name, identity, likeness, where they can start essentially making money off of their own name, identity, and likeness.
Which they should.
Yes, and beforehand, the video game, they were just like, whatever, we're just going to use your stuff and use your image.
The person, they wouldn't even give copies to the people. No, they'd have to buy them. The only one that they would give copies to was the person that was on the cover.
On the cover, that was it. Yeah.
He got like $10 in a copy of the game, a gift card.
And they didn't, it's not like they got a ton of money from this, but they did get paid for it. And I think that's part of the reason with the microtransactions. If they do that, then I think that they have to start paying out everybody.
Well, they can't do what they do on FIFA or Madden, which is, you paid $20 for Pele, or paid $20 for this guy, or all the currency that you could buy to boost up your team and buy this, and all of the quote unquote RPG elements that are behind a paywall and all that crap. That's why I stopped playing sports games. I used to love sports games.
Yeah.
FIFA was the first thing that brought me back on the PS1. My friend had FIFA. And that's what brought me back to gaming. Is a bunch of us would sit around and we would round robin and play our own World Cup. We'd each pick a team.
Nice.
And then we would just play against each other.
Nice.
I got winners, you just drink beer and play FIFA.
Yeah.
I think that's childhood. That's something that's been going on for like the last 30 years, which is gorgeous. But then FIFA changed, and you had to buy these boosts and these boosters and the this and the that, and it just became so complex.
It was very pay to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it destroyed the fun for me because I don't like to buy. Baldur's Gate 3 is the perfect example of what video games should be. You buy the game, it's in great shape when you buy it. They keep patching it and adding stuff to it. There's no DLC, there's no microtransactions. You get a full, complete, amazing game.
Right.
And that's what you used to get.
Yeah.
And moreover than anything, sports games were great because you could play with your friends.
Yeah.
It usually had good mechanics, in and out. And it just seems like a lot of these sports games now, it's just, you got to be online, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. And it really seems like the NCAA football game is reversing that trend. And that's why I'm thinking about, when it comes on sale, maybe getting it.
Yeah.
You'll be too good for me to play against you by then.
We'll see about that.
But yeah, I would... It's good to see that.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun because I'm not a big pro sports person.
Yeah.
Like I'll play some of those. Like I play FIFA sometimes and like NHL and stuff like that. But I always prefer college sports.
Yeah.
And it's nice. Like it's fun. I'm super excited to keep playing. I'm curious to see. It's just nice to know that when I get that itch now, I can just pick it up and play.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember the last NCAA football game, and you were just.
Yeah,
addicted. It was awesome.
I mean, it's. I would go through these phases where, like, I would pull my old Xbox 360 out, because it's the last one that I had.
Yeah,
plug it in and play for like 3 months, and then I would be like, all right, I'm done with this.
Scratch that itch.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm excited about it. It's fun. It's really fun.
So you recommend?
Yeah, I recommend picking it up. I mean, if you're a college football fan at all, highly recommend it.
Yeah, it looks really fun. It was fun to watch you play. I've been playing mostly Borderlands 3 because it was a free PS Plus game.
Yeah.
I love the Borderlands games.
Yeah.
There comes a point for me, though, in every Borderlands game where I'm kind of Borderlandsed out.
Yes.
It's kind of repetitive.
All right.
I enjoy the humor. I enjoy the characters. It's just goofy and stupid. I know it's fairly polarizing, and there's people that really can't stand it, but I'm still enjoying it. It's very funny because I thought I was at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And I had this huge battle or whatever, and this thing happens, and then it says, will be concluded in Borderlands 4.
Oh.
But then it goes 3, 2, 1. And then it starts because it's like 4 seconds instead of...
nice.
Very funny. That's the kind of stuff I love about it, is they're very goofy.
Yeah.
But I've been having a blast. The guns are great because they're so weird.
Yeah.
And, it's just... I like first-person shooters. And this kind of scratches that itch. I love the art style. I just like the different feel to it and the humor than say like a Doom or Modern Warfare is not really my thing. And I'm also not a multiplayer guy, so I like a very contained.
Same.
And it's fun. I mean, this one you have a spaceship and you go to different planets, and so it's got a lot of variety. And I've been playing a lot of it, so I must be enjoying it. One thing that I wanted to talk about that I'm really excited about is that they're bringing back demos and free trials. Like, remember in the Xbox days, you'd get like a disc with a bunch of demos on it with your magazine or your game player magazine, or you would get like a demo when you buy a game. They throw something in. And I love demos, and it seemed like for the longest time we didn't have any, and now there's not only demos, but there's free trials. So I tried a couple of games that I've really been curious about. One was Dragon's Dogma 2, which I've been flirting around. I even pre-ordered it and then canceled it because of the things. There was a 2-hour free trial, which is not enough time.
Right.
But definitely enough time for me to know that this is one I'm going to pick up.
Okay.
Because it's definitely in my wheelhouse. It's kind of got the Witcher feel. The combat's fun. It's not like a Souls-like.
That's good.
It's more action-oriented. And what's very refreshing is there's not all these like question marks and crap around.
Right.
It's very organic. You talk to somebody and they're like, hey, I need to do this. And a lot of the quests are time sensitive. If you don't take care of them, you won't get them. So you kind of got to, it's more simulative than, just run around. It's like a more immersive RPG in that respect. And I also really like the pawn system. You create your own character, then you create a pawn that is your main pawn. And you can give them personality traits and stuff, and they talk to you, and they can help you find stuff, and you can recruit pawns. Like if you had a pawn, I could recruit your pawn. And let's say your pawn, you did all these quests with your pawn.
Right.
Your pawn will be like, hey, there's something over here we should check out because it has already seen it. So that kind of stuff is super fun to me.
Right.
So I really enjoyed that, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then I'm kind of in the middle. I tried the Pandora game from Ubisoft.
From the Avatar game.
Yeah, Avatar.
But I think it's called Pandora or something.
It's basically Far Cry Pandora.
Right.
But it's gorgeous, and the story is intriguing enough, and I'm enjoying it. I'll wait till maybe $20, $15-$20 for that. It's the presentation's great and it's really fun, but I don't love first person shooters. I like third person. I like to see my guy. But this definitely has potential and it's fun. I still think I have like 2 or 3 hours left, so I'll play a little bit more just to see where it goes. But I'm just really psyched to be able to download stuff. I've been downloading like indie demos a lot because they have those all the time. But now that these big games are coming out and giving you a shot,
that's cool.
And also whatever you play will carry over if you buy the game, so you can
keep your save.
So if you're low on funds or if you're just curious about stuff and you got your PS Plus or your Xbox, check out the demos because it'll give you a good afternoon's worth of playing, and it'll give you a shot to think, it'll give you a chance to say, hey, I like it or I don't like it.
Right. Cool. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. Is that it?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, definitely check out Beverly Hills Cop Axel F.
Axel F is our movie pick of the month.
Yes, definitely check that out.
And your TV pick of the month is?
I'm going to say The 8th Show.
Okay.
I would check out The 8th Show.
Okay. I'm going to say Mastermind, To Think Like a Killer.
The documentary on
Hulu. Okay. That would be my main. And then, Homicide, L.A., and The Boys are kind of, But I think Mastermind was just... people should watch it.
Okay.
Not only because it kind of demystifies the whole serial killer stuff, but Dr. Ann Burgess deserves all of the attention and accolades.
The recognition.
And the recognition for revolutionizing crime investigation. So
Cool.
And then hit your demos and
Get your demos and play your college football.
Play your college football, babies.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. What are we starting next month?
We're starting the dog days of summer.
Yeah, our second.
Yeah, second dog days of summer. We got 4 wonderful dog movies coming up. Starting off with Oh Heavenly Dog.
Oh baby.
One of the Benji movies. It's a super weird movie.
What happens when you put Benji and Chevy Chase in the same movie?
Well, they play the same character. It's super weird.
Then, you're going to want to listen to that one.
And then we're going to do K9 with Jim Belushi and and Jerry Lee, the German Shepherd. And then Turn Hooch with Tom Hanks.
Oh, such a great movie.
Big old God, I love that Tom Hanks era. That whole era, the late 80s is so good.
Oh, yeah. The energetic, fun, goofy Tom Hanks.
Dude, kind of weird. Yeah, the weird physicality. And
Pre-grump.
Pre-Trump.
Pre-Gump.
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 Before he got serious as an actor.
Philadelphia.
And then we're ending the month, which might literally kill the podcast. Top Dog with Chuck Norris from 1995.
Chuck Norris finally making his debut on your show.
We're going to see. We may never cover another Chuck Norris movie again.
I don't know if that's possible, but we'll see.
But anyway, come back for that. We got a lot of fun coming up. It's going to be a fun month.
Yeah, baby. I'll watch The Last Action Hero. It's funny. I don't know if I told this.
Funny.
Did I tell it this? Oh, we just need to get like Tucker Carlson. We just need to get like Tucker Carlson to start saying it. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming, Freaky and the Bee, already in progress.